We are in a fight for the soul of this country. And I'm in a fight with our President of the United States about the soul of this country. Now, this is not a political fight. It's not about Democrats and Republicans. It's not about whether you wear a donkey or an elephant on your lapel pin. That's not what it's about. It's about our values. It's about our beliefs. It's about our character. It's about our heart. It's about our soul. Because after watching Mr. Trump for a year and a half and looking at his government policies and looking at his 14,800 tweets that he does, you see the outline of the America that he is drawing, and I am telling you, it is a frightening portrait to me. Because Trump's America is an America of division and intolerance. Now, he doesn't hide it. He doesn't whisper it. We don't have to deduce it. He's not even ashamed of it. He proudly pronounces it. It started very early on in his campaign. The first words out of his mouth in his campaign was he wanted to build a wall on the southern border. Now, the wall was never really about border security. It was about much more than that. If it was about border security, you would be talking about sensors and cameras and technology. That's how you would do border security. He wanted to build a wall as a symbol and a monument of division and ugliness. He wanted to build a wall. He wanted to build a wall to say, keep them out. That's what he wanted to say. He wanted it as a campaign logo. Keep them out. And we know who they are. They are the poor. They are the people who speak different languages. They are the people who have different skin color. They are the people who worship a different God, and they are threatening, and they are bad, and they are the problem. And if we keep them out, then your problems will be solved. How wrong, how ugly, how divisive, how misleading, how disgusting. But it worked. It worked. And he won the election. He ran his campaign on the energy generated by fanning the flames of fear and division. His strategy was divide and conquer. He demonized the millions of Americans and abandoned millions more who were abandoned, and never really participated in the promise of America. But our president is a slick salesman. Do not underestimate this boy. We saw him in New York. He can sell ice to Alaskans in the winter. And if you listen to the president, he now tries to wrap himself in patriotism. And he goes around the country and he asks people, is America great? Of course it's great. It's like asking, is the flag red, white, and blue? Yes, it is. But that's not the real question. The real question is whether America is great for everyone. The real question is whether America is as great as she can be. I say our best days in America are ahead because I believe America has untapped potential. Maya Angelou, God rest her soul, says, the gold of her promise has never been mined. The gold of her promise has never been mined. I believe our America will reach her full potential when we achieve the promise of opportunity and equality for all. That's when we'll have the strongest America. We'll have the strongest America when we ever educate every child to the best of their God-given ability. We will have the strongest America when every woman is fully empowered fully employed, and has full equal opportunity. We will have the strongest America, and we will reach our full potential when the barriers of racism and sexism and bigotry are distant memories rather than present-day realities. That's when America will have achieved her greatness. Now, this president has a bigoted, insular, privileged, selective, sexist view of America. And I'm being kind. Trump's America enables hate and discrimination. He has so emboldened white supremacists that when they rallied in Charlottesville, they didn't even feel the need to cover their faces with sheets. They were so emboldened, they felt so protected that they actually took off their hoods. And how did our President of the United States of America respond? He told the American people, well, there are good people on both sides. Mr. President, I have news for you. Let me be clear. There are no good white supremacists, and there are no good KKK members. And Mr. Trump, you were supposed to be the commander-in-chief, not the divider-in-chief. Now, Trump knows that New York has a different vision. Trump has attacked me in New York State many times. He did it again Friday night in Ohio. And he said in Ohio, no one wants to be in New York because they get sued by the state. Now, it was another cheap, nasty distortion by our president. But what he was referring to was the fact, you're right, was the fact, it is upsetting. I share your pain. What he was referring to was the fact that the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance is investigating his foundation. And there's a larger distinction. In Trump's America, there are two scales of justice. One for the rich and the powerful, and one for everyone else. Well, Mr. President, I have news for you. Not here in the state of New York. Lady Justice wears a blindfold, and the law is the law, and no one is above the law, not even you, King Trump. New York State is a world apart from Trump's America. And New York State has always been the progressive leader. My father, Mario Cuomo, was governor for 12 years, and all he tried to do was raise the bar on equality and raise the bar on opportunity for this nation to follow. And New York State has a different definition of success. We don't believe we succeed by dividing. We believe we succeed by including. We believe in the concept of community. We believe that we are all interconnected and interrelated, and there's a cord that connects you to you to you, and that cord weaves a fabric, and when one of us is raised, we're all raised. And when one of us is lowered, we are all lowered. We believe the greatest feast has the most number of people at the table. And that's why I'm proud to be the governor who passed a law with the highest minimum wage in the United States of America, and the best paid family leave program in the United States of America. That's why I'm proud to be the governor who closed more prisons than any governor in the history of the state of New York, and passed the most progressive tax code, and we spend more on education per student than any state in the United States, and I am proud of it. And I'm proud to be the governor who leads the fight against this president. And I'm proud that we're suing this president for ripping babies from the arms of mothers in the name of American justice. It was a disgrace. and it was an embarrassment to this nation. But part of being the greatest state in the nation is our ability to be honest and to be able to look in the mirror and honestly recognize our flaws.